quiet librarian with a secret past. Short recap of Episode 1. Earlier, we met Clara Jennings, a soft-spoken librarian who quietly helped local kids with homework after school. Her kindness caught the attention of Marcus Walker, a biker passing through town. Marcus saw something extraordinary, a quiet strength in her that went far beyond helping children. He overheard her mention a hidden past, a life she had left behind but never fully escaped. That evening, he made a decision. Clara wasn't just a kind librarian. She was someone who deserved protection and respect. Marcus decided to involve his chapter, promising to quietly support her and the kids she cared so much for. The story didn't end there. The next day, Marcus would return, and the chapter's presence would begin to transform Clara's world. In Episode 2, Courage Revealed and the Unexpected Family. Why would a biker chapter rally around a quiet librarian who had spent years hiding her past? Clara Jennings had spent her life keeping a low profile, dedicating herself to the children of Ridgefield. But when Marcus Walker and his chapter discovered the truth about her past, everything changed. The town would see a quiet librarian in a new light, and the bikers would show that courage, kindness, and loyalty can come in the most unexpected forms. Before we continue, support the channel. If you love stories that highlight courage, kindness, and ordinary heroes doing extraordinary things, subscribe to Hidden Heroes. These stories show that bravery doesn't always roar. It often whispers, waits, and acts quietly. Let us know in the comments. Where are you watching from today? We love seeing people from around the world connect over these inspiring stories. Clara arrived at the library earlier than usual, unaware that Marcus and a few members of his chapter had quietly parked nearby. She noticed nothing unusual at first. No motorcycles lined up outside, no extra eyes watching the parking lot. Just the familiar calm of the library. Inside, the children began to arrive, backpacks bouncing with energy and laughter. Clara greeted each one warmly. She smiled at Danny, Emma, and a new boy named Alex, who had joined the program that week. As she began helping the children with homework, Marcus entered quietly. He wasn't alone. A few other chapter members followed, keeping a respectful distance but ensuring nothing threatened Clara or the children. After the children had settled in, Marcus approached Clara quietly. "I wanted to introduce myself properly," he said. "I'm Marcus. We met yesterday." Clara nodded politely. "Yes, I remember. Thank you for noticing." Marcus hesitated, then spoke carefully. "I also heard a little about your past from yesterday. If it's okay, I'd like to understand. You don't have to share anything you don't want to." Clara's eyes flicked down briefly, then met his gaze. For the first time in years, she felt the pull to trust someone. She began slowly. "Before Ridgefield, I was part of a situation that I won't lie about. I made mistakes. Some of them hurt people. I wanted to leave all of it behind, and I thought moving here would be the solution. But the past, it has a way of catching up, even when you're just trying to do good." Marcus listened intently. He didn't interrupt. He didn't judge. He simply absorbed every word, understanding that Clara's courage wasn't just about helping kids. It was about living despite everything she had survived. After listening, Marcus returned to the group outside and quietly explained, "This isn't just about a library or homework. Clara's lived through hardships most of us will never face. She spent years helping kids, trying to make up for what she couldn't fix before. We protect people like her. That's what we do." The bikers nodded in agreement. They didn't need further explanation. Loyalty, courage, and respect were the code they lived by. By the end of the day, several chapter members had taken turns watching the library, simply to ensure Clara and the children remained safe. Not to intimidate, not to show power, but to create a quiet shield around someone who had spent a lifetime protecting others. Over the next week, Clara became more comfortable with their presence. She realized that these weren't the intimidating outsiders she had imagined. They arrived quietly, sometimes sitting outside in their leather vests, reading newspapers, or sipping coffee from a thermos. Occasionally, Marcus would peek inside the library to see the children laughing, reading, and learning safely. Clara started to share little details of her life. How she had fled a dangerous situation years ago. The fear she had felt at leaving her old life behind. The guilt she had carried for decisions that had hurt others. Marcus and the chapter listened without judgment. For the first time in years, Clara felt seen, not just for the kindness she gave, but for the person she was beneath it. One evening, A minor but tense situation arose. A stranger came into the library, asking questions in a way that made Clara uncomfortable. Marcus, sitting quietly near the door, noticed immediately. Without creating a scene, he signaled a couple of other chapter members outside. Within minutes, the stranger realized that the library wasn't the place to push boundaries. He left without confrontation. Clara's relief was palpable. She realized she no longer had to face fear alone. She didn't need to remain invisible. The presence of Marcus and his chapter allowed her to continue her work without constantly worrying. As the weeks passed, Clara and the bikers developed a rhythm. They weren't just guardians, they became friends. Clara invited them to participate in small library events, reading sessions for younger kids, storytelling hours, homework help for students struggling after school. The bikers, once seen as outsiders, became part of the community. Children began calling them heroes, not for their motorcycles or leather jackets, but for the kindness, patience, and respect they showed. Clara's quiet bravery had inspired the bikers, just as their loyalty and support inspired her. Together, they created a small, safe haven in the heart of Ridgefield. By the end of the school term, Clara had fully embraced the chapter's presence. The children were thriving, learning with confidence. The library had never been more lively or joyful. Clara had found a support system she had never imagined. Marcus and the chapter remained quietly protective. They never overstepped. They never tried to take credit. They simply showed up when needed, a living reminder that courage and loyalty often come from unexpected places. Clara finally understood something she had long hidden from herself. It wasn't just about surviving the past. It was about finding people who would stand beside you when the world tried to knock you down. And for the first time in years, she felt safe. She felt valued. She felt like she belonged. The quiet librarian, once invisible, had a family she hadn't expected, and a life finally filled with trust, courage, and hope.